Alright, hello guys. My name is Chad. I'm the founder of DrivenByChrist. I know y'all have probably seen my YouTube channel. I got an art section. I know my computer's down. I got a lot of stuff I gotta upload. Me and my wife Jamie are actually fixing to start a bass competition in the local area for the older kids that are just the teenagers that are just starting to drive. We're trying to introduce, Jesus into their life and trying to find ways that, you know, to seek their attention, with the cars. They get their first car, they're all wound up and wanting to make it faster and louder and all this stuff. I was a kid once too, and I understand where that comes from, and I want to try to be there to help your teenager through probably one of the most crucial points in their life. But we're going to get on with it. That's what brought me up the idea for today. This is going to be for the kids section. This is also going to be going out to the parents that are probably going to review this. There will be no cussing. There will be no type of, strictly from the Bible, and we will be using a very, very active imagination. The Lord has blessed me with an active imagination. I can keep a child's attention, pretty well. Uh, and that kind of brought me today. There's all these games out there. That's another section that I wanted to create by Driven by Christ, is the gaming section. And there's so many violent games that just teach our children, to shoot and kill and do all this horrible stuff. And Car Mechanic Simulator is probably one of the most neutral games. There is no violence in here. Maybe your child has an interest in and wanting to learn how to work on cars, possibly own its own shop. Well, this is going to be, an active imagination of owning your own shop and living every day by Jesus. If you had your own shop, how would you treat other people? How would you treat your customers? You let Jesus take the wheel. So, that's what I wanted to tell y'all, but we're going to start each one of these videos. I'm going to try to keep them as small as I can. I understand this first one's going to be longer because it's going to be my introductions for the children, and if they do have this game, they can play right along with me, as they watch my channel on YouTube. I'm going to give out valuable information on the game, but mainly valuable information on how we should act every day and let Jesus guide us in our life. So, before every episode, I'm going to read a verse out of the Bible, kind of go over it. So, we're going to start out with Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, and that which is good and acceptable and perfect. God is perfect. So, do not worry what's happening around you in the world. Trust in God. Let Jesus take the wheel and change how you think. And you will prove that God is good. He is perfect and can help you with anything you can think of. So, involve God in everything you do and rebuke the devil, because he is the negative in your day-to-day life, not God. Remember that. Anything bad happens, that ain't God. That's the old sneaky devil trying to get up in there and cause problems for you every day. Because today's thoughts will shape your tomorrow. So be positive even if you are attacked by the devil. Remember, God is with you, and rebuke him, so you may have a wonderful today and tomorrow. But forget the past, because you have been forgiven and you cannot change your past. So that's going to be our verse for today. But let's go ahead. I know the kids are waiting. They're seeing the game in the background. So anyways, here we are. We're going to take off with this active imagination. So I know y'all little guys, y'all probably are interested in cars and building cars. I actually do mechanic work in real life, so I will go over some things with y'all. But You know, this is our shop. This is driven by Christ Auto. Uh, you know, we was able to get you know, a full blown shop. And guys, if y'all are starting out playing this game, I will go ahead and give you the code where it unlocks everything, because this game is a major grind if you don't have everything unlocked. It is like a kid will not, you know, you're not going to want to sit there and do all the grinding. So what you do whenever you start a new game, you put in all lowercase. Watch it, because on PlayStation it always tries to capitalize the C, but this is what you are going to name your save profile in your garage. It's going to be cms2021 promo, promo. So cms 2010, or not 10, I'm sorry, 2021 for 2021 promo, promo. I'll do it one more time because I know that's confusing. All lowercase, no spaces, cms 2021 promo. Now, it's going to ask you if you want to do the tutorial. Skip the tutorial, and whenever you load into the game, you should hear like a cha-ching. Okay, that lets you know that everything is unlocked. Like if you really had your own shop, you applied for a business loan, you know, you prayed for it, you're like, you know, God, I want to open up a car business, you know, so I can take care of my family. Well, you're going to apply for that loan in real life, and, you know, you're not going to just start out with the basics. You're going to pretty much have a full-blown repair shop, and that's what we're going to start out with today. So, episode 1, uh, you know, guys, I hope you're ready, because over here we got our first car. Alright, so I know y'all probably can't tell what type of car this is just yet, but this is, they call it in this game a Sakura Supra. It's actually a Toyota Supra. So, it's real famous in the Fast and the Furious movies. It was one of the vehicles that Paul Walker drove. So, in the first one, in the orange one that raced against the black drag car, which I know more of y'all's guys' parents are going to know about this than anything else. But if you do know about the car, that's good. So, anyways, we picked up this car at a barnyard find, which y'all are probably wondering what a barnyard find is. We're going to go over everything as we play this game. You will not be left out in the dust not knowing what's going on. So let's go ahead and get this car moved in on the first lift, and I'm going to go through the shop and show you where everything is. Alright, so this is going to be your lift 1. Alright, it's going to be your car lift 2. I know there's a bunch of stuff inside the shop. Not everything is accessible. I'm going to kind of do a turnaround here, but I am going to start. So, you got a 2-bay shop, so you can have 2 cars in here at one time. You know, one for your personal cars that you're restoring, and hey, maybe you want to do some customer work and help out, help out your local people that live around here. You know, you're gonna be doing some auto mechanic work. You know, you got to reach out and tell them about Jesus too. This ain't just about you. Remember, the mission is to tell other people about Jesus and to do His work. But anyway, so you're gonna go up here. This is your map. This shows you where, you know, you got your garage, you got your car parking. Like if you buy vehicles, you can store them here. That way they're not all over the place at your shop and getting in the way. You got an actual test track where, you know, you can test the vehicle's braking, acceleration, and all that. I really don't use this. But then we got the racetrack. So you can get out here on this special course where, you know, as you're getting cars and you're building them, you want to get out there and run them around that track and see if you can get better and better. It's only one track, so the more practice you do, the better you can get. And that's also going to involve what type of car that you're on there, that you're racing on there too. You know, what type of car you build and restore. You got the car auctions. And this is where you'll have two different type of auctions. You'll have cars that are really, really junky, you know, they're kind of tore up, and then you'll have them where there's just very limited things are broken on them. You can fix these cars, and you don't really make that much off of those. You want to get the more junked out, destroyed ones. The junkyard is probably the best for this if you want to make the most profit in your game. So that's where I bring up the junkyard. You know, you got a place where you can go there. Most of the time you find a car here, and ain't going to be much left of it but a frame, which is really good if you're restoring cars, because that means it's less stuff you got to take apart. The car salon, that's where you can go and check out like brand new cars that are undamaged if you want to just buy a car straight brand new and not build it. Alright. Then you got a speed track. This is like a 2 or 3 mile just straightaway where you can just get out there and see how fast the car will go. You know, really, really cool. Not sure what photo locations are, because I've never been to it. But in this series, if y'all do have Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 for the PS4, PS5, make sure my DLCs that I have are the drag racing DLC and the Pagani race car DLC. And I think Nissan actually comes with it, but I do have Nissan too. So there will be some, you know, official licensed Nissan cars in here. And a Pagani race car, which is literally the most valuable car in the game. So if you look out and find this in a junkyard, you're fixing to make some money. So anyways, that's the map. Now I want y'all to look up there in the top right hand corner. Alright, so you got your XP. Now, if you use this cheat code, a lot of stuff is going to be open and unlocked, which is what we're going to go over next in your toolbox. But next to that, you got your level, and then you see this little blue gear. Okay, these are scrap pieces. Whenever we go through the toolbox and we unlock the scrap bin, that's where you can take old parts, and it's a annoying little thing that goes back and forth, and you got to click it right in the right area, and you want to try to get the most scraps that you can, because when building these cars, you got 3-star value parts. You just got a basic part, a 1-star, a 2-star, and a 3-star. Alright, that increases the value of the car even more. So I've never actually built a 3-star car all the way through. It would, oh my god, it would take so long to do. It would be, we may do it in a later thing if I can save up some scrap, but we're going to go over all of that. So, and then in the far right is your money. Now, you're going to start out with $500,000, but the first thing I want you to do is go to this toolbox, and what you're going to do is you're going to unlock every one of these. You want to make sure that it is all green. Start from the very top and go down, or start from the bottom and go up. You want to make sure every one of these things is unlocked. That way you get the, you know, you got the maximum benefit in the game. That way you're not having to grind so much, and you know, it keeps the kids' attention. It keeps y'all's little guys' attention. So, you know, I want to go over that. Make sure you buy every one of these. Alright, we're going to go to the next thing. It's pretty easy, self-explanatory. Alright, so these are your garage expansions. So what you want to do over here in tools, same thing. I know they cost money, you know, you're going to have to spend some money to get your shop, you know, to make sure you got everything unlocked. That way you can do everything like I'm doing. So you want to do the same thing in here, unlock everything. Now, I never did unlock the customization. I wanted to leave kind of everything the way the game was. You know, hey guys, if y'all want to unlock it and change the look of some parts of your garage, go ahead. But I'm just going to leave it, you know, as the factory setting, because it may be confusing. That way y'all can relate to what I'm doing. But go ahead and unlock all these things. You got, the paint shop, the car wash, the test path, and I'm going to show you all of these things, but just go ahead and unlock all of this and your garage will be fully transformed like mine. And I think you should have around $300,000, somewhere around that after you get it done. So plenty enough to go to a junkyard, score a car, bring it back to the shop, and, we can rebuild it together. But anyways, alright, so that's where that is. Alright, so this right here is an engine crane. This is what you got to move. Like, you can sit here, it'll tell you if you want to install, take a motor out. Alright, so you can move it. That's going to be rack 1, rack 2. We know that our Supra is on rack 1, so we're going to go ahead and move that over there because we're going to end up needing that here in just a second whenever we get ready to pull the engine out of this car. Alright, so let's keep going through. Most of this stuff over here is just for cosmetics, guys. It's not anything you can really access. There is a radio. If y'all do have the radio on, I have the music turned off so y'all can hear me. But right here, guys, this is one of the most important things right here. If you got an auto shop business, you're gonna have customers. It's not always about you, building the car, me. You want to help other people too, guys. So this is where you find your customer list at, and I want to explain something. Where I got it highlighted, the very top is going to be your storyline missions. This game actually has a story, and it progressively gets harder as you go through the story. So, I may do some of them, but what we're going to try to do is just we'll just go with the flow. It just depends on which way, Jesus leads me that day. Some days are going to be different, but I can guarantee you it's going to be a fun time. So, alright, and the rest of these, you got timers on there. So if you see, you got jobs like this guy. He's got a little Royal Town. If I don't know the actual vehicle, I'm going to refer to it by its in-game name. But like this one I know is a Mitsubishi Eclipse or a Eagle Talon. These are real cars. They just have to use a different name for, copyright reasons. But anyways, they got timers next to them. And you see in like this one on the Mitsubishi that we got here are the Henta Moon car MK1. You see the little brake deal. That means the only thing that's wrong with this car is just brakes. Now, the more of these sections, like you see right here, this one's got the engine lit up, the suspension icon, and the brakes. That means it's got a whole bunch of stuff tore up on it. Those are going to be, the more stuff you do, the more valuable or the more money you can make. But it ain't all about that. It's about taking care of your customers. But if you like a certain vehicle, you're more than welcome to go through the list and pick it out. If you know you don't like working on a certain car because it's a pain and you always forget something like a clip, believe me, you are going to know about a clip in this game and a rubber bushing. You'll find out later. Anybody who's ever played this game, they know about the dreaded clips and the rubber bushings. But anyway, so this is where, you got customers calling you up. They're waiting to get their cars worked on. So, very important to remember where this is. Right here, you can order your parts from, before we go through that, this is your oil drain pan. If you need to take oil out of this car, which we'll go over that. We're going to go over all the tools. I'm just showing you the basics. But this computer, this is your whole section of where you can get basic car parts, performance parts, aftermarket body kits. Like if you want to put a really cool body kit on your car and put like a wing on the back of it, you can. Your body work station is for your stock factory body parts like windows and bumpers, and we'll go through all of it. You got your tire section. Now this can be tricky with tires. I know some of the younger kids that are playing this game, they do not understand how the tire stuff works, so I'm going to try to explain it to you the best I can, and make it easier for you to understand. The next area, they got a whole selection of rims. I know some of you guys are probably going to buy the rim DLC. Hey, you just have more rims to put on your car. That's good. You can customize your cars more. That's what you want. You want the fun in the game. Alright, so you got your electronic shop next. This is where you buy like anything electronical for the vehicle, like fuses, relays, spark plug wires, spark plugs, ignition coils, and some of these cars on this game are electric cars. They're based off of, Tesla. We got a few Tesla cars in here. Alright, so interior setup, this is where you buy your front seats, your back seats, and your steering wheel. Any customization that you do inside of the vehicle, most stuff is not interchangeable. Like, you can't change out the gauges or the radio and all that. The only things you can really change on the inside are the seats and the steering wheel. Alright, then you got custom license plate shop. Where you can create your own custom license plate. Like most of the vehicles that we're gonna make, we're gonna put our verse that we went over. Like today, we went over Romans. Let me make sure I remember that correctly, because I always end up saying the same one. I got a lot of stuff on my mind, little guys. But anyways, it was from Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Alright, that's what we went over earlier. So we'll put our verses on our license plates, and hopefully we'll have a customer that comes and buys the car from us. You never know. Jesus blesses you in different ways. Alright, so you can create your own license plate. Vehicle add-ons, that is like where you can put, like, make it a police car, or put a race spoiler. We'll actually go into it so you can see it. You can put all these different types of spoilers and stuff. You can make it a drag taxi. You can do all types of stuff. An LED bar if you score a truck. If you want to make like a mud vehicle and you want to race it, okay, it's got it on here. But that, oh, wait a minute, let me get back in that menu. But that's what's in the vehicle add-on. Then you got custom gearbox shop. This is all your racing transmissions for the kids and the people that are watching the channel. If you want to build a really fast drag car and win the drag races, which are in multiple classes, whenever we cross that line, I will go over how the drag racing DLC works, because I done figured out how the game will try to cheat you, and I'll show you how to make it work to your advantage. So, but anyways, this is where you get your racing transmissions from, so you can change your gear ratio. Alright, so that's pretty much everything in there. You got regular car parts, racing parts, yada yada yada. Alright, so we got that. Alright, same thing. You're going to hit these toolboxes everywhere. It's the same. It just gives you different access points on stuff that you've already done. No, you cannot use any of these tools and stuff on the wall. You got an interior detail kit, like if you want to clean out your car. But in real life, guys, you're not going to be bringing a dirty car into your shop. So whenever you get a customer's car, or you get a car from a junkyard, man, these things are going to be dirty. Even though the customer didn't request it, be nice to your customers. Jesus teaches us to be a loving person. Go out of your way to take care of their car. Clean it up, clean the interior out of it. Do everything you can that doesn't cost you no money for free to them, and you get bonus points for this. You get extra, the customers will bless you more and pay you more money for doing extra work to their vehicle, and it's better practice too. The more you do it, the better you get at it. But I know this is the first episode, so I'm going to try not to cram a whole bunch of stuff into there, but We are gonna build this Supra on this episode, believe me. So this is how you clean the inside of the car. But we do that out back. There's a car wash, which I'm gonna show you all of that. Back here is your window tint station. You know, if you want to tint the windows on your car, you have to move it to the vehicle, which obviously is going to be rack 1, but right now we got the old engine hoist up there right now, so we can't. I don't think you can have a bunch of stuff up there at one time. Alright, so here's your tire machine. This is where you can take the tires off of the rims, and you can put new tires on the rims. But remember, you cannot repair rims with tires on them, so you have to separate these guys before you can repair them. And I'm going to show you where you're going to spend a lot of time at repairing. This is a wheel balancer. It's pretty easy. You put the tire on there, and I'll show you how to use all that. Whenever you put new tires on rims, little guys, they're not perfectly balanced. I'm pretty sure you've been in your parents' car, and whenever it gets up to a certain miles per hour, you start feeling that shaking. That's more than likely from an unbalanced tire. You know, there could be other reasons, but more than likely, if it only does it at certain speeds, that's what it is. So you're gonna learn a lot of stuff with me, guys. I do mechanic work in real life, and I enjoyed this stuff as a child. All right, I started out early. I started working out. You know, God gave me a gift at an early age to retain this information, and I started working on cars whenever I was about 12 years old with my dad at his shop. He owned his own shop and had all these tools too. So anyways, this is the battery charger, which I got a battery on there I need to take off before I overcharge it. You don't want to just leave a battery on a charger, even in real life, unless it's got like a little trickle charge setting. But anyways, we'll go over that. This is a spring puller and compressor. In real life, guys, struts can be very dangerous if you are pulling apart suspension on the cars. This is a special tool that compresses a spring where you can get the strut apart and your shock absorber apart without potentially dying. This spring has enough loaded force behind it to hold, you know, a 4,000, 5,000 pound vehicle up, so you can only imagine this thing springing out in front of you in your face. So you got to be really careful with these in real life, but since we're on a game, we ain't got to worry about that. But you got to use this tool, and I'll show you. Like, we'll build a strut right now. I know on that Supra, it's going to need a shock A absorber. So you're going to need a shock A absorber, which you can buy from your regular parts menu. You got, you know, your front spring, and now you see what I'm talking about. Look down here at your parts. See these springs, how they got the stars up above them? All right. That's the total value of the, you know, the quality of the part. So if you're building a 3-star car, you got to have scrap pieces, which is what that blue little gear is, where it says 3,941 scrap pieces. That is what you apply to these parts to make them better, to make the car more valuable. We will go over that too, but anyways, you need a shock cap. You know, guys, right now I'm getting over a little bit of cold because this weather keeps jumping back and forth, so please excuse me. I know I kind of sound congested. Hopefully I'll be over this in a few days. But anyways, so you put all 3 of these parts together, and boom, look at there. It's together. Now you come up here. Now you see this thing stuck on here. Now you got to click on it again, and you want to see where it says take off parts. It says parts will be added to your inventory. So there you go. You got a built strut. Now say if you pull a poo one off the car, like this one's probably all tore up. You can separate it over here. Remember, guys, you can't fix stuff if it's assembled. So you got to pull it apart, and then you can take it to your repair table, which is in this other room, which we're fixing to go to, and you can fix things. So, it's a lot easier whenever you watch me go through it. We're going to go through the steps. I'm just kind of showing you where everything is. So in this room, we're going to go to the left and start. This is your CNC shop area. This is where you can fix parts like engine heads, blocks, very expensive stuff that you don't want to have to pay for out of pocket, you know, even though the customer is going to pay you back. But remember, you're trying to help these people out, you know, you're trying to do do what Jesus would want you to do. Fix the parts the best you can without having to buy new ones. That way, you know, they're not having to spend as much money at your shop. So that's what this is. Yep, look right here. We got an ABS pump. We pulled off another vehicle. I'm sorry for all that noise in the background. That's just part of the game. But anyways, alright, so anyways, whenever you start repairing it, whenever you click X, it's going to actually have a cost of how much per repair. Alright? Because you unlocked everything, you have a 60% chance of getting an instant repair, which most of the time it is, but you see that little triangle going back and forth? You want to try to catch it in a green area. Don't let it hit the red, because that actually tears up the part and you can damage it. It can actually be completely destroyed where you can't even use it, and then you got to buy a brand new one, because you know you can't tear up something on a customer's vehicle and then not replace it. You know, so try to hit that green area. So we're gonna try it. Let's see. Got it. So see how the part disappeared? Alright, that means we completely repaired that part. I'm going to run through it again. Messed that part up. I hit the red area, so that part was destroyed. It is, it's still in your inventory, but it's can no longer be repaired. You see how this color is down here at the bottom of your parts? It's either you got red, orange, yellow, and green, okay? So at a certain percentage, you know, once it's too far in the red, you can't repair it anyways. But most of the orange parts, you can repair. Anything else, I'll show you how to turn it into scrap. But, alright. So we caught it in the green part there, you know. Jesus was with us on that one. Let's see. This is a really expensive transmission, so let's pray we can get the green part. Alright, let's see. Got it. Alright, so it says you don't have any more parts. So anytime you click on that table and it says you don't have necessary parts, that means you've got everything that you can fix in your inventory. All three of these sections over here, depending on which machine you want to use. Now, it don't matter which one you use. One is not better than the other. It's just different access points to fix body parts. So, you know, if I'm going to be fixing a door or something like that, you know, I may go up to this one. Alright, so we got most of the parts for the Supra out there in the garage. You know, whenever I got this car from a barnyard, I already started stripping it and taking the parts off of it so we can fix it. But I'm going to show you. Same thing it is on the repair table. But this is going to be for your body parts section, like the outside of the car. We got it. We got it in there. Let's see if we can get this one. Got that one. Now remember, because you upgraded everything, you got a 60% chance of getting it fixed on that first hit. But remember, every repair costs money, so guys, don't go crazy with buying a bunch of cars whenever you get on this game. Just buy one and we'll go through it and repair it. And I'll show you exactly how to do it. But we're going to get these parts knocked out of the way real quick. It'll only take me a second. I done played this game for so long, I can pretty much hit it every time. We ain't gonna say every time. See, that time it didn't instantly repair that door, so we gotta do it again. And we fixed everything. So now we didn't have to buy, you know, door panels and windows you gotta buy. You can't fix windows. But we're gonna go over all that. Now, over here, is a brake lathe machine. Whenever you get a customer vehicle and they got brake problems, pull the rotors off of the vehicle for them and go ahead and turn them. They'll be happy. That means they got brand new rotors on their vehicle. No more shaking whenever you hit the brakes and the steering wheel feels like it's just going to shake out of your hand. All right. That could be what's going on in your parents' vehicle. If they, surprise them with your knowledge that you know on here, they'll be happy about it, little guys. I mean, this is all gonna work out. You're gonna learn stuff. We're gonna learn about Jesus. Pretend like this is your shop, and you dedicate all your work to Jesus and helping your customers. That's what our goal is in doing this. Alright. Because believe me, I got an active imagination. I can keep y'all going. I'm still a kid inside. Don't ever let that part of you get crushed by nobody. I know that kids are having to grow up really fast nowadays. Enjoy being a kid while you can. Don't ever tell yourself, "Oh, I wish I was older," because I tell you, whenever you get older, it gets a lot harder. Respect your parents, do what they ask. They're only trying to help you along the way. Most parents do. Uh, so that's a really good point. But anyways, we'll talk about all that stuff as we're building. This is another toolbox section, and then here it is. The Holy Grail. Not really. It's actually a motor stand. This is where you will build your race engines for your cars, because Driven by Christ Automotive, we don't build stock stuff. We build race car stuff that you can take to the track, and you can win championship tournaments and make money for your business. So that way you can possibly help a customer out. Maybe they can't afford some parts and you want to hook them up with good brand new parts. Try to do that. You're always going to make your money back on here. If you dedicate everything to the Lord, He will bless you, and this will work in your real life too. This is not just a game aspect. This is real stuff. You want to pray to your heavenly Father every day. He's there with you all the time. He likes hearing from you. So whenever you pray, start out, "Dear Heavenly Father, I come into you in the name of Jesus and the Holy Spirit." You say that, you are making a connection to Him right there. So, but anyways, back to the game. Alright, so that's your engine stand. This is where we're going to build some really cool race engines. In here is your storage area. This is where you put, like, if you don't want a bunch of parts in your inventory that you got to go through, I know it gets annoying, but it's easier for me to, keep a whole bunch of parts in my inventory. But since y'all guys are new, I don't know why I'm going to do this, but I think I may move everything. I don't know if I want to do that just yet, because that is a lot of parts I will have to move back and forth. But anyways, you can access it depending on which console you're playing. It may be different on the bottom, but this is the PS5, so this is what I'm giving you a reference to. You got engine parts, you got suspension parts. It will categorize everything for you. We got a race tire that actually come off of a Corvette that I was building, which is actually still here. I will show that car to y'all, but at that first section that you see, that is all the parts mixed together. So you can sort these parts by hitting your your options or the icon on your controller, and you can sort these parts in alphabetical order or in the order that you got them. Like, say you're pulling parts off of a vehicle, they come off in a certain order. Well, they're going to be in your inventory in that order, but this is where you store them. And I'll switch over to my warehouse where you can see what I got in there. I got some engines in there stored up that I was building, and just so happens I couldn't do the engine swap. In this game, you can swap engines around. You can put different engines and different cars. This game has so many features that it's going to be a really fun game, guys. So we're going to enjoy it. So anyways, that pretty much everything in here is a storage bin. It's all one thing. You don't have to go to individual shelves for storage. This is all one big inventory. So if you click on anything in here, it'll be in the same area. So let's go out the back door of the shop. And there is also a door in the middle of the shop, which we'll come back into that. But anyways, so this is the back door. Alright, so this is your scrap bin area. You was probably wondering, if you guys want to build a really, really expensive car where you can make a lot of profit off of it, this is, things that, you can scrap parts in here. You don't want to scrap anything that is 100%. Anything below 100%, you want to scrap it. But we'll go through that later. It works the same way as the repair thing. Like here, I'll show you with this piston. Alright, so you see scraps earns. Like if you hit the yellow area, you're going to get 1 scrap. If you can catch it in that green area, you're going to get 2 scraps. If you are so lucky to catch that blue area, you get 4 scraps for this 1 piece. Oh, I got it. That was really lucky. These are kind of complicated. Now, different parts are worth more scrap. So, like, see, this one's worth 6, if you can get the blue area. So you want to try to get the blue area, but whenever we do a day of scrapping, I will show y'all how to scrap in the easiest way where you get the most thing. Because, like I said, this takes a lot of practice to hit that. Now, say you do have scrap parts, you can click R1. Now these are your actual parts in your inventory, and like I said, if you got a lot of parts in your inventory, it may take you a while to go through them. I got 304 pages of brand new parts, so it would take me forever to go through these to find the parts. That's the reason why you got the storage area. You can move everything in the storage and just keep the parts on the car that you're working on. That way everything's easily accessible. You ain't got to go through 1,000 pages of parts just to find the one that you're trying to upgrade. So really, whenever you're upgrading parts, the scrap, all you want to save your scrap for is performance parts. Remember, guys, we're building race cars and we're trying to help customers out. So all these factory parts, just the basic car parts, you can keep them if they're brand new. That way you can help a customer out, maybe put a brand new rotor on their car. Do what you can to fix their car without costing you, any money. That's what we're going to be doing. That's what Driven by Christ Auto is for. And we also build some of the fastest race cars too. Which that Supra that we got in the garage is going to be one. Right here is your testing pass. So whenever you come out this back door, you can come up over here. It says it up above the door. Now, in here, the things you can do is, like, say if you're trying to diagnose a customer's vehicle, they say, well, they hear some rattling or something's wrong with it. You can go through this test path and it will show you everything that's wrong with the brakes and suspension. Alright, so this is one of the access points. You would move the car into here, you would start the test path, and it would do it. Alright, so the next thing is your wheel alignment. Whenever you're building race cars, you may get them out there on the track, and these things are just, they're going all over the road. They're not driving nowhere near straight, and that's because the vehicle is out of alignment. And whenever I get a car and we redo the suspension, it will have to be realigned. This is the same thing with a real vehicle. This is an alignment machine. Alright, and then this box over here is your headlight alignment, which I don't even know why they got it in the game, because there is no nighttime setting in here that I know of. But I'll still show you how to use it. Maybe a customer is complaining that, his headlights are pointed up in the trees as he's going down the road and he can't see anything. This is the tool that you use to align their headlights. So, alright, that's pretty much everything in this room. Say if you forget a part like the lovely little bushings that, you know, we sometimes forget, you can get down in here in the pit and you can work on some things on the vehicle. You can't do everything, just a lot of the forgetful stuff. So, anyways, we're going to go next door. We're going to go out this door, actually. So, next door is your paint booth. Now, your paint booth and your test path are connected. So, this is your painting area. You can pull the whole car into here. There's a little side door. Now, whenever you go over to here, that top one is if you want to paint the whole car. Now, we're going to paint a car like you would in real life. You know, you would sand the car down, you would primer it gray. So most cars that we get are going to be gray. In fact, let's go get the Supra and we'll do that now. Let's get over here. We're going to, and if y'all want to run, press down on your left stick and you can run. That is the door to come into the shop area. Remember, over there is where your engine stand is. Alright, so where this car is kind of silver, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the stuff out of the vehicle. So you point your dot at the vehicle, hit triangle, go over here to your interior and additional parts. You want to hit the minus emblem to take stuff out of the vehicle. We're going to take this raggedy seat out of here. All these seats are stained up. We don't want a stained up seat in a new car that we're selling for somebody that they're paying their hard-earned money for. They want a new car, just like if it was off the showroom floor. But guess what? We're going to be building them a track-ready race car that they can daily drive. So, anyways, we got all the interior out. We still got the wheels on it. And don't worry, guys, if you take the wheels off of the car, you can still move it. It'll just be on blocks. But anyways, if you want to move it, hit triangle, go down to here where it's got the little car with the arrow, you know, pointing up, down, left, or right. It'll say move car. Click X on that, and these are all your different sections. And as you move these cars around, that's your dyno shop, which we haven't been to, the car wash you haven't seen yet, but you have seen the test path and the paint booth. So let's move it to the paint booth. Alright, so we got it in here. Remember, we was in here earlier. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over here and see how it gives us the option to paint car. Go to paint car. Now, what you want to do is you want to go down here, change this to matte, because a matte paint is not a really shiny paint. It's kind of rough, actually. You want to click on that, and then you can go down here and you can change the color. But realistically, primer is about this. It's about this color of a gray, maybe a little bit darker, probably somewhere in around that. Anyways, you want to go ahead and primer it. So it's going to cost you $1,000 to do, but we got to get it done. It helps the paint, you know, stick to the car better, and that's the way you would really do it in real life too. So anyways, this car is primered now and it is ready for paint. So we're going to go ahead and move it back to your lift 1. And you move with the car as you do this. So anyways, so there you go. We got a primered Toyota Supra. So let's go out this back door. This is your car wash section, which y'all are fixing to see a Corvette that I actually got for sale. We got them Anna tags on the back, the Louisiana tags. I'm actually from Mississippi, but anyways, I'm currently in Louisiana doing ministry work. So, you know, we're trying to reach out and teach people about Jesus. So, anyways, this is the Corvette that I built. This is a full-blown drag race Corvette. I mean, check out the engine in this puppy. I mean, it's not really red like that. But anyways, it is a fully built, you know, V8 OHV overhead valve, supercharged. This is a supercharger. Then we're going to go over the engine stuff. I won't get into detail on everything, but let me just tell you, this is a very fast car. It's got a full stainless steel 3.5-inch race exhaust. All the parts are brand new, and we are running, as you can tell, slick tires. So very cool. It's a very fast car. It gets close to about 200 miles per hour in a half a mile. I know y'all are like, oh my god, that is fast. Yes, this car is fast. But anyways, this is the washing area. So whenever you get customer vehicles, bring them over here and give them a wash before you bring them inside the shop. You don't want to bring, in real life, you wouldn't really want to bring a dirty car in your shop. So we're going to wash this Corvette. Look at it go, boy. It's going to shine like it was brand new. See how the color is more dark and vibrant whenever these vehicles get dirty, and whenever you race your vehicles, they do get dirty and they do wear out. So eventually, you know, if you're spinning tires and burning rubber, you're going to have to replace these tires, or else you're going to be looking at a pretty bad wreck. And believe me, I done wrecked a few cars. So, you know, you'll have the fun and the giggles of watching me wreck a car and destroy it. And then have to rebuild it again. But anyways, Car Mechanic Simulator has not reflected the damage system like on the body or the engine, like where it shows up, but it does actually wear out your vehicle whenever you race them. I know the tires wear out, which we're going to go through all the nifty tools and stuff like that. But anyway, so you got to see me wash the car, so we're going to open up this door and we're going to do an interior detail. This is where it cleans up the inside of the car. You may get a customer car and it may be just covered in trash. So this is where you would do that at. Alright, we're going to go ahead and clean up the interior, even though it was pretty much already clean. But alright, so this is your car wash bay. So only things you can do here is wash the car and clean out the interior. Now, here's the main event right here. This is your dyno shop. This is where you turn a stock car into a race car. And let's go ahead and enter. Alright, so I know y'all already got your eyes set on this beautiful car right here. This is actually my fastest drag car that I got right now. It has a supercharged twin overhead cam V8 with variable valve timing, which I'm going to explain what all that means whenever we rebuild the engine on the Supra. But yes, this is a very, very fast one. This one will do over 200 miles per hour in a half-mile run. So very fast car. But anyways, this is where you do your tuning to your vehicles, or if you want to see how much power a vehicle has, like I'll show you real quick. We'll do this one. Like now there's also going to be different aspects, you know. Let me find the computer. Alright, so you see this computer down here. They've got stage 1, stage 2, stage 3 racing computers where you can steadily increase your tuning. Now, where you're going to do your tuning is back here at this computer. This comes with the drag racing DLC. If you do not have the drag racing DLC, all you'll be able to do is just, you know, see what your car performance is. That's it. But this is your tuning. This is where you load up base maps to your computer so your car can run. Or you remember how I told you about the racing transmissions? This is where you can set the gear ratio on how fast you want each gear. And for the little guys that are just learning, I'm going to go through this step by step, so we'll build cars with each other. Alright, so this is your transmission section. You're going to R1 over. This is your computer tuning section. Alright, so right now I got this car down tuned. Like if you wanted to open it all the way up, you want to try to get them all +6s. Now this can be very annoying to go through, and how to get it right, you have to sit there and play with it until, you know, you get, you know, all the positive which I think you can only go a +6. So you know we're gonna put that back where I had it at. I think it was, yeah, +4%, because if you're racing and whenever we get to the racetrack, I will explain performance points. But let me go ahead and run it for you. Like here, we'll look at this car's status. Let's see, where does it say performance points at? Yeah, that car is worth a lot of money. Yeah, see, everything is brand new in this car, 100% all the way through. Uh, but anyways, it's only gonna let me record for an hour, as I can tell. So I wanted to run through everything, but this is where you will tune your shop. We will get all that going. So let me run back to the front because I only got 5 minutes left. Uh, anyways, so uh, that's basically it. The breakdown. This is going to be your front of the shop, your intro, or your, where you enter into your. You can't go through this door. You can only go through these shop doors, this front door, and the 2 back doors. So that was. This is the intro for Car Mechanic Simulator. How to get your game set up. On episode 2, we're going to continue the build of the Toyota Supra. So I hope this was informational, enough where y'all can get y'all's games set up, and we can start building race cars together. So, but other than that, I'll catch y'all on the next episode. God bless, little guys, and may we build some fun cars with each other. Later.